Are Pokemon Scarlet and Violet finally the games where we're gonna see a new Eeveelution? I think so. Let's take a look. Yo, whoa, what is going on YouTube? It's your boy Dan, aka Drive. I'm bringing you guys a brand new video today, and today we're gonna dive into the prospect of a new Eeveelution or a new Eevee evolution for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet in Generation 9, based on some really interesting trends from the most recent anime development regarding a character named Chloe and her Eevee, as well as just kind of the fact that I feel like there's probably gonna be a new Eeveelution. But we're gonna dive in, it's gonna be a lot of fun. Be sure to hit that like button down below if you guys enjoy this type of video. And of course, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. We are getting so close to 1 million subscribers, and YouTube tells me that like half of you guys who watch my videos don't subscribe, so you probably don't even realize it yet. Make sure you guys are subscribed. It takes just a second and you'll be in before 1 million and help us get there, this crazy goal. I think that's gonna be nuts. So thank you to everybody who takes a second out of your day and subscribes. The content's free, so enjoy it. But anyway, Eeveelutions, man, there's a handful of them, 8 confirmed Eeveelutions, which I'll bring that point up later. And as I mentioned, the anime has been developing in such a way that there is a very special and unique Eevee, as it's been described, that's owned by a trainer named Chloe. So let's dive into that and why I think Generation 9 may indeed have a new Eeveelution. Alright, so let's set the foundation here. We go back to our last Eeveelution, which was Sylveon, released in 2013. Obviously, Eevee has been one of the co-mascots of the franchise, along with Pikachu, essentially. As you know, Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. And the evolutions are one of the most fan-favorite kind of Pokemon that exist, so it would make sense for them to introduce new Eeveelutions through new evolution patterns down the road. And I think it's interesting that we did not get a new Eeveelution going into Sword and Shield. I would have put money on it at the time. But there's a very interesting development right now in the anime, as I had mentioned, regarding this trainer named Chloe in Pokemon Masters Journeys. So in Pokemon Master Journey, this trainer named Chloe gets the first female Eevee that's ever existed in the show, but it's unable to evolve despite them trying various evolution stones on it. This inability to evolve through stones, location, affection is a pretty important plot point in the anime, and it's because Chloe herself is uncertain about her future and what she wants to do. So you've got this Eevee that legitimately has touched stones and hasn't evolved, and that's very unique. And when we kind of look at the pattern of previous Eevees that were owned or trained by important trainers, we saw that May had an Eevee that ultimately evolved into a Glaceon, Serena had an Eevee that evolved into a Sylveon, Lana had one named Sandy, but I don't really think anything came of that. Gary had one that evolved into Umbreon, Sakura evolved into Espeon, Gladeon's evolved into Umbreon, and now we have Chloe with this special Eevee. So again, we talk about this extra unstable DNA that this Eevee has, and they said that the reason this specific Eevee that Chloe hasn't evolved is because it hasn't found its path yet. But when we look at the Gen 9 and kind of the anime arc that's leading towards it, we've got Ash, who legitimately can do everything with his team, right? Like, he can do Mega Evolution, he can do Z moves, he can do Gigantamax, all on his team. So what feature is this Eevee hiding, right? I guess there's the possibility that this Eevee has the Gigantamax ability, and that's why it hasn't evolved, because Pokemon that can Gigantamax, in the case of Pikachu and Meowth, they can't evolve into Persian or Raichu because they're Gigantamax versions. But it feels unlikely that that's going to be the case, that the secret behind this Eevee this entire time is that it can Gigantamax. Like, is Chloe's arc really going to take her to a point where she becomes this battler that's utilizing Gigantamax in battle with her Eevee? I think that's kind of doubtful, especially, again, considering where Ash is in the anime and all the different things that he can do. So it kind of points us in the direction of what's the likelihood that this Eevee is evolving into a Pokemon we simply haven't seen yet. And what's interesting is, in previous anime, they like to tease Pokemon early. We think of like the first episode with the Ho-Oh flying across the sky. You've got Pokemon like Misty's Togepi, which was teased a generation early, or May's Munchlax. I feel like they're setting themselves up for a really good opportunity to introduce a new Eeveelution, which would most certainly increase the hype heading into Pokemon Scarlet and Violet as we head to this new Iberian Peninsula, Spain-based region with potentially a new Eeveelution. So I do feel like there is a possibility, right? And we know that Pokemon Journeys could be coming to an end soon, and we're most likely to get new anime or kind of new arcs heading into the new games. So it'd be really anticlimactic if the Eevee just was so different and called out to be so different, and then it ended up just being a, regular Eeveelution or not evolving at all. That seems like such a strange ending considering the focus on this. And I want to point out this screenshot here because I find it very interesting. There's actually this quote where Chloe says, Eevee's an amazing Pokemon with 8 confirmed evolutions, hinting that there could be more evolutions that haven't been confirmed or haven't been discovered yet. So I do feel like there's certainly a case to be made here. I'm not gonna pretend like this hasn't come up in the past, right? Over the years of the hype seasons leading into new games, there's been these theories that there's gonna be new Eeveelutions, and then we really haven't had anything, obviously, since Sylveon. But I really feel like there's a good chance. I think anytime we go into a new generation, there's a feasible possibility for them to introduce new Eeveelutions, just because this is one of the cornerstone Pokemon of the franchise. It's so popular, it's so iconic. For them to add new Eeveelutions just makes sense. So now we look at what potential types we can see when it comes to new Eeveelutions. So when we look at how physical and special types were split previously, before they did kind of the attack split, special types were fire, water, grass, electric, psychic, ice, dark, and dragon. Dragon being the only special type that has not received an Eeveelution yet. We have a fire, water, grass, ice, now fairy obviously, dark, psychic, electric Eeveelution, but we do not have a dragon Eeveelution. So it does make the most sense from that perspective that Eevee would ultimately become a dragon type, like a Draconion or something. I'm sure there's plenty of different fan art that we can throw on the screen here that's gonna give you an idea of what a dragon type Eevee could look like, and that could be really, really epic. But there's other types on the physical side from, you know, back in the day of Pokemon that haven't been utilized, and that's normal. Obviously, fighting, flying, poison, ground, rock, bug, ghost, and steel. Obviously, a ton of different options there. If I were to put money on it, I feel like the dragon type Eevee just makes sense. It fits under the special physical split that used to exist in Pokemon, which aligns way more kind of synonymously with the various evolutions that we currently have. And I can just envision a dragon type Eevee, almost like a counteractive or counterpart to what Sylveon is now. And I think that a dragon type Eevee would blow people away and get people even more hyped heading into Pokemon Scarlet and Violet and this brand new region. So ultimately, we'll have to see kind of how this comes together with Chloe's Eevee and the secrets that this Pokemon has, but I would not be surprised to see it evolve into a new Eeveelution, and anime aside, I would not be surprised to see a new Eeveelution introduced in Generation 9, just again, given how iconic and popular this Pokemon is. I'm really curious as to your thoughts in the comments section below. Do you think we're gonna get a new Eeveelution, and what type Eeveelution would you want to see the most in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet? Do you think Chloe's Eevee has something special going on that's gonna ultimately result in a new Eeveelution? Or do you think this is just a kind of a coincidence here that we're heading into a new generation and she's got this Eevee that happens to be very peculiar? Ultimately, time will tell, but I'm excited because a new Eeveelution, especially a dragon type Eeveelution, would blow the minds of many Pokemon fans across the world, and I think it would be one of the most hyped things to get us excited heading into Generation 9. I can totally see it coming, and I hope I'm not wrong. We'll ultimately find out soon. Be sure to hit that like button down below if you enjoyed this video, and subscribe to the channel if you guys are new so you don't miss out on our epic Pokemon content. And again, we're closing on 1 million subscribers, and I really appreciate it, so take a second. Make sure you guys subscribe. Just click that button. It helps me out, and you'll get in before 1 million, because we're going to get there eventually, you know what I'm saying? Thank you guys for watching this one. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.